so pleased with himself that the next night he decided to try something new. He had noticed that when his people sat on the couch, they often listened to music. Stanley had seen how they got it. He pushed some buttons with his nose. A moment later, music filled the room. Stanley was entranced. His body began to sway. His feet began to move. Soon, Stanley was waltzing around the room. When the music changed, he tried a cha-cha and a tango. He even did a bit of ballet. Stanley danced up a storm that night. He didn't stop until just before midnight. Then he turned the music off and tidied the couch. When his people came home, he was sitting on the living room floor. "Good dog, Stanley," they said. "Bark to bark, bark," said Stanley. On the third night, Stanley broke into the fridge. It wasn't hard. He just pushed his nose firmly into the rubber seal and the door popped open. There was a lasagna in there that he'd been watching for days. It didn't last long. After it was gone, Stanley licked the plate clean and put it in the sink. When his people came home, he was lying on his dog bed. "Good dog, Stanley," said Stanley. Stanley couldn't believe his new life. Now, he didn't mind at all when his people went out. As soon as they left, he sat on the couch, he sashayed and sang to the music, he nibbled and noshed on from the fridge. "I'm having so much fun," thought Stanley. But after a couple of weeks, he realized that something was still missing. And one day, when Stanley's people took him to the dog park, he figured it out. He was tired of having fun alone. And Stanley trotted over to his best friend, Alice. "How'd you like to come over to my house this evening?" said Stanley in dog talk. "What for?" asked Alice. "We could sit around on the couch," said Stanley. "Put on some music, do a little dancing, maybe have a snack." "Sounds great," said Alice. "What sounds great?" said Oscar, coming up to join them. Before Stanley knew it, he'd invited Oscar too, and Mabel, and Digger, and Gassy Jack. He invited 2 more dogs on the way home, and all the dogs he invited talked to other dogs, and those dogs talked to other dogs, and